Now, maintaining tanks is something that we've all got to do. Some of us love it, some of us hate it. Sometimes you just really don't want to be doing it, and other times it's just really relaxing. Like right now, the sun's shining outside, it's good weather, I don't mind coming in and out of the studio, doors open, it's not a problem. Wintertime, it's not going to be the same, is it? Now, most of my tanks pretty much run themselves. I don't have to do a lot of maintenance on them as it is, but when I do, I can really notice the difference. So basically, I like to do a water change probably once every 2 weeks on my big tanks, probably once every month on my nanos, which kind of doesn't really make sense because there's a lot more water volume in my big tanks, you know, the two you can see behind me. But I've just found it works really well that way. Maybe it's because my nanos don't really have a high fish load. And I'll take you over and have a look. So yeah, the nanos look fantastic, but they've only got like some shrimp in, and then this one here has actually only got 2 gouramis in it, sparkling gouramis. So the tiny little fish, there's not a lot else going on in there, and nothing that's really producing much waste. This is why I can get away with once a month water changes. If that, to be honest, it's more like top-ups than water changes. So if I see the water levels getting too low, which normally takes about a month, I'm not going to lie, then I'll just top it up. Probably goes down an inch in that time. Fill it back up again, we're all good. And that even actually applies to Mike's tank, which we've got set up in the new studio. So I'm currently floor gang, but you can see Mike's aquarium set up behind me. Well, that was absolutely chock-a-block full with Java moss. It looked really good, but it was really restricting the flow and also the lighting, which meant that the moss was just covered in this really weird sort of whitish algae, but it was also filamentaceous. Is that a word? I don't know, like, you know, string algae. Anyway, I had to hack it right back, but now the tank is looking fantastic. I'm sure you agree. Mike seems to love the additional swimming space, and I think it's looking a lot brighter, a lot greener, and a lot healthier as well. But one tank we do need to sort out, and actually has been a little bit neglected, but not deliberately, is the angelfish aquarium behind me. Don't get me wrong, everything's looking great. The plants are growing in amazingly. But I've just started to notice some string algae just sort of coming off some of the plants. I hadn't noticed that before, and it's just sort of sprung up on me. So let's get that cleared. So this is the algae that I'm talking about. You can just see it coming off of that Anubias flower area. Let me zoom right in. There we go, look. So this has just come out of nowhere. There's some on there, and there's also a load attached to this rooting of the Java ferns. So it seems to be only on specific plants, which is strange. And then we've got some more going on over here as well, if that tetra will come out of the way. But yeah, so I'm going to get right in there with the hose, suck all that out, give it a nice big water change. But overall, look, I think you'll agree it's doing fantastic. I mean, look at that Rotala H-Ra there, just peeking up at the top. I think that looks really, really good. The Java ferns are filling right in and sending out sort of new baby shoots and that as well. It's looking nice and mature now. I'm absolutely loving the look of it. But we do need to get these issues sorted and nipped in the bud. So the full water change is done. The full water change is done. Stop it! So that's the main water change done. Now when I finished, I noticed that some of the areas had a load of the thread algae still on. Mostly just the mosses and some of the little like stones and that lower down in the tank. I don't know why I didn't see them, because it's quite obvious now. But anyway, rather than getting all the kit back out, I've still got the pipe to put the water back in, but all the inlet, all the stuff I used, the pipe work I used to draw all the water out, and the hose that runs straight into the garden, that's all packed away. So I'm just going to use a short pipe and a jerry can and just siphon off those areas. There's no point doing half a job, is there? We might as well get everything clean in one go. All the tanks are clean, they're all looking great. So you can see from my video, as maybe compared to some others, there's not a lot I actually do. Remove a bit of string algae if there is some, clean up the glass and change the water. Basically I set my tanks up so that they're always quite simple to maintain, because obviously I've got quite a few here and I'm just a one-man band, but I'm still able to do it. So there's a tip for you: set your tank up simple if you want easy maintenance. What do we mean by simple? Don't put a high powered light in there, don't put loads of CO2 in there, and pick easy growing plants. Hopefully you've got a few tips from this video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.